Hello everyone, welcome to DW Randomizer. Tonight we are continuing our coverage of the group stage of the Summer 2022 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament. The Summer Tournament is played with standard flags, and this year's format's divided into 3 stages. All players had the option to compete in 5 random seeds run asynchronously to determine seeding for the group stage. In the group stage, a head-to-head round-robin event will occur within every group, which has 7 or 8 runners each, and the top 3 runners from every group will then advance to a third and final stage, where a traditional bracket-style elimination contest will determine this year's tournament champion. Racing tonight from the Magician group, it's the number 5 overall seed dk9146 and ursinedasyure. Each runner enters this matchup with a clean sheet, 0 wins and 0 losses, and we'll see how things go tonight. Special thanks tonight for our restreamer Gambit017, and our tracker tonight is SH Mike. Joining me tonight on the mic, the Seawolf1. How's it going?
Doing good, except for a little jealousy of these stats here. 35 strength is enough for 3 seeds worth of starting.
Man, sometimes you're at level 14 or 15 and you have that much strength, so yeah, they won't have any trouble defeating some early enemies here. That's very nice.
Not to mention the outside spell, so we're keeping our key, so we can do some cheating as well.
Alright, let's see what we have in the throne room. Although I think you have to have return, right? I think outside doesn't do you any good here.
Fine.
But you could have some wings here in the chest. Let's see what they have.
Torch. 2 keys? I think 2 keys.
Ah, that's another way to do it.
Never mind, just find 2 keys.
So it'll be interesting. You saw a quick check on the stats for DK, and I kind of wonder if you will just keep your key and not even check the treasury in this situation. So DK is not even going to check. Ursine was hoping the outside spell worked, but it does not.
Yeah, unfortunately, with this strength, just walk outside, kill some monsters. Oh, we're fine town. Maybe find...
This is what I was wondering now. So Ursine is going to potentially do, the level 1 grind with, the extra key and maybe burn both keys. DK has found keys over here in the shop. However, you could maybe... I'm surprised he didn't go check the shop, though, because if there's gold in the treasury, you can get some really good gear. With all this strength, maybe he doesn't care so much.
It's interesting, you're so strong right now. It's kind of just a moot point here. Yep, crit the scorpion, who cares?
Well, so far we have a cursed belt. There is gold, and she has the glitch active. There's a fighter's ring. Oh, there was an actual fighter's ring before. Yep. This one was the glitched fighter's ring.
That's a torch.
So if she puts that on, it's +2. She's going to reset. So she knows what's there.
Alright, fighter's ring is important. Gold grinds available in the castle immediately, which is nice.
I wonder if she was mostly just checking for the sword and doesn't care too much about the gold grind until she sees the town. But she'll see the town, and then we'll have a chance to do this all over again. If, let's say, all 3 of the big items are there, you might want to reset completely and get the gold and sacrifice your key. That's a decision they'll have to make.
Alright, DK's level 4 already, has the heal spell, and is literally body slam 2 metal scorpions to the ground, 2 crits to metal scorpions, and is unscathed, got to level 4.
Yeah, he's found one of the secondary zones already, right? So he's gone a little bit away from the castle, but not so far away that you see random enemies. And it's just walking back and forth in this desert region. Deserts, of course, have the highest encounter rate in the game, so you want to get these encounters as quickly as possible. It is a race after all. And Metal Scorpion is the sweet spot here. I feel like he has a shot at one-shotting, even without a crit. But this time it's with 2 shots.
Yeah, 1 shot's close is very possible, but 2 crits in 2 fights with them before, so luck is definitely on DK's side of the opener.
Ursine a quick level 3 without even seeing the town, but now she is going to... I feel like she is going to check the shop because, there is access to early gold. It's kind of a weird early game decision here, right? So you can sacrifice that key because you know that you can buy the keys right here, right? This is the key town. So I would go for... Look at these. I would go for a full reset here if I was Ursine.
There we go.
And DK is not going to be doing this anytime soon. It's interesting, the difference here. And she's actually going to set up a second file in order to do this.
Yeah, I would think twice about it, but Silver Shield and Full Plate. So we have big money
Why
items.
would you think twice, though? Because you can just buy the keys at this town as well. You can sacrifice the key, and it's not even a sacrifice.
Yeah, I would think twice because I'm just
Just
I'm so
thinking
strong.
twice.
I'm so strong. I'm so strong.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you do have good starting strength, so... But yeah, I mean, she could take... It's going to take a good 2 minutes or so to get this gold, because there's... what was there? The broadsword was in there, and the full plate and the silver shield. So you're going to want almost 20,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So what you have to do is you have to pop up and down into the throne room and then back down. Right now she has not done that yet, and now she's going back to do it, yeah. So you pop back up here, so now you have the 6 total chests, according to the game anyway.
Yep.
So now the third one opened here will be glitched, and all she has to do is remember which one has the gold in it. Open the 2 other ones first, such as the fighter's ring. You only really need one of those, right? And off we go.
Let there be money. Nope, that's not money.
I'm not actually sure what's in this one. Is it herbs?
That's the torches. This should be gold. There.
Ah, the torch, right. Very interesting divergence here. DK not doing this, and potentially could be falling behind with the gear.
Gear can be important. However, DK also has 60 strength at level 6, so the power is there regardless.
Yep.
I mean, it could be interesting. If Hurtmore is at level 7 or level 8, and DK just walks to his team, just blows things up like crazy, the armor might not matter at the end. Or maybe at the end it does matter if your agility stays at 26 for the rest of the game.
Right.
Maybe Silver Shield is important for you.
Well, one thing a little later on, if they also happen to get Repel, is that if you get hurt more in Repel, you do kind of want the gear so that you're repelling more monsters. But anyways, that's kind of down the road. DK just goes ahead and opens one time so that he can go buy more keys. And maybe check the basement here while Ursine is busy accumulating massive amounts of wealth.
Right. So you'll see
for a big shopping spree.
Ursine, grab this gold, save again, just make sure nothing wacky happens on the way to town, and then go bring some purchases. Whereas DK will find out what's down here. DK has committed to not restarting, I imagine, so that one shot of gold is all you're going to get there. Now let's go back and... Ooh, Garen's grave.
Yeah, and so now DK still hasn't checked the shop, but he can get the gold grind started the old-fashioned way here by just opening chests in the grave first. And right now he has it reversed because he already opens the chest. Oh, but he has a gold grind.
And a gold grind.
He has a gold grind right here. Anyways.
Scones and gold. Scones and gold.
Now he's someone that won't go very far because he hasn't checked the shop. So this is a blind grind for him, I think, unless he checked the shop and I missed it. But we'll see how far he goes. Yeah, just $5,000. So for kind of on average, there ought to be something worth buying for $5,000, right? But he's not going overboard in case the shop doesn't really have anything.
Yeah, DK will pick up a full plate in the broadsword and be happy with that, probably.
Yeah. And Ursine is about to get really geared up unless she gets sniped by something here. There was a wraith, so you do have to walk through a random zone here. There was a wraith here.
Okay, good.
But no, she made it.
Alright, so DK also has the option, just because you have that first grind now, DK can go back to town, open 3 chests, die, open 3 chests, go downstairs, and get more gold. If DK decides he wants that silver shield real bad, it'll take him 2 minutes to get it back.
Yes.
Great. The in herb of Rimuldar. Alright, full plate and broadsword. And on the side we have silver shield and also things. Ursine grinded up another 8,000 gold too. I'm trying to think what would be involved there. I guess if you find magic armor somewhere, you can pick it up with the 8,000 gold.
Yeah, interesting. So because he did get that $5,000, he gets the full plate. So he's really not that far behind with gear. It all sort of works out for DK there that he happened to have the grave underneath when he went for the basement check, and now he's off and running looking for bigger and better monsters like this Droll Magi.
Yeah, no hesitation to see Droll Magi. Great, matches A. Awesome, who cares? Take it down.
Yep, and he is accumulating a bit of an experience lead now. Her son hasn't actually fought anything yet because we're busy doing stuff here, but she is ready to get started now. Broadsword, full plate, silver shield. We are, in her case... Okay, well, yeah, let's get a check over here.
No slime combat here for DK. If luck keeps staying on it up, runs away. So DK's luck has been extraordinary. That fight would have been fantastic, but... Oh, here's another one. Let's try again.
Yeah, we have Standard Flags right now has a scaled version of these metal slimes. So if he gets one right now on level 6, it won't be worth the full 255, but it'll still be a good chunk of experience. And they are capable of running away at this point because they're so strong.
Oh, Wolf Lord has hurt more, so almost take down DK.
Well, luck was with him there. Hurtmore could do between 30 and 45 damage, and I think he just happened to have somewhere in the middle there on his HP total, and it didn't get him.
And Demon Knight shows up. Demon Knight's a little hard to hit and hits hardly back, so even with these awesome stats and this pretty good gear, Trolloc enemies are still dangerous enough to kill you in 2-3 rounds of combat.
Yeah, he has, even on level 6, only 26 agility, so it'd be a little bit difficult to run, and the HP isn't quite at the point where you can just use heal more strats on all the big monsters yet. So if he gets just another couple of levels or so, and we get a nice big HP gain, then he'll be all set. Choosing to go through the treasury again. I'm not sure if he's going back to the grave for another grind. Choosing to do it the reverse way again, maybe wanting to take care of that silver shield now that he knows that it's there. And might want to dive further into the grave this time around just to, see if there's something important down below.
Yep, Ursa heading down there as well. He's going to take some small fries down, some drakes going down. Actually, in Canada today, drew more before, that was a little too much to handle. So she ran from that in the first case. Alright.
Yep, Ursine was at level 3 several minutes ago, now is back up to level 2. Just the way things went with the level reset to reinitiate the grinds.
Ursine finds the stones and finds the gold, and you might think about this now that if you spent all the time resetting going back for the gold grind, and it was right there in the back there, you might be worried now. So maybe take time to grind a little bit and catch back up.
Yeah, I feel like DK wouldn't necessarily do this if he wasn't planning to go down into the lower levels to get some more done while he's here. The first time around, he just took the top 3, and now I think he's going to try to go down below, but it's always a gamble because you're carrying this money around, right? And so if you die, you lose half the gold, you have to pop back in here and top off your gold again if you want some shield money. But no, I'm completely wrong. He just casts it outside. He's going to leave the bottom of the grave for later. Just wants to get evened up with Ursine with the gear.
Gotcha. DK heading back to the town. Going to pick up that shield. Ursine now walk around the overworld and take out some monsters. Now he's healed level 3, so he can fight a little bit and recover after the fact.
Ursine finally catching some rhythm here. One shot's a scorpion, gets another level up, so level 4 now. She knows now that she has the heal spell and heal more to work with. Doesn't currently have much MP until she takes a death or hits an in, but just continuing on, and same Demon Knight that got DK is sending Ursine home as well. So, no favorites. Both heroes, back you go.
There we go. DK fighting a werewolf here. Again, werewolf's a Trolloc class enemy, high-end enemy, end-game enemy. Strong enough to make heal more strats not very viable. Yeah, it still overpowers the heal mores. So you can't swing and heal yet against a werewolf.
So we still need 2 quest items and 2 Erdrick's here, and I find it interesting that both of our have chosen not to deep dive the grave. What do you think of that, Z-Wolf?
Both of them think about grave, because I also think myself, it's in the back pocket. If I die and just, if I die and go back later on, or I miss something, I can easily go back to the castle on a death and just go downstairs. It's right there for you again. So it's not the weirdest thing to leave it alone for now, especially since you don't know what monsters are in there, and your MP pool, HP pool, you see a red dragon or a blue dragon down there, you're probably going to die, so there's no point in going down there yet. Alright, racers are walking around now. Let's see. Joel managed that in the overworld as well. DK takes that down. Ursine finding slimes. So where DK found 2 early metal scorpions to gain a lot of experience points and really jump up, Ursine's getting small stuff. Slimes, drakies, nothing really wild there.
So I think I'm going to exit and come back and join you in a second, because I think something happened with my audio. So I'll be right back.
Righto. Alright, we'll solve the issues here with the Roboto. Hopefully. Goldman. Worth more money now. Alrighty. DK going around the map here, trying to find these little spots there, and finds... Ooh, we don't know yet. This might be a dead end. This might be a windy little path. We'll see how it goes.
All right, what are the chances that all the chat out here can hear me much better than before?
Seems good to me. Alrighty. Ooh, Ursine. Okay, Ursine fighting that knight. Still a little too strong to get past the level 4. Only 31 hit points, so really hard to heal fight when they do half your health in one shot.
Yeah, it's interesting. They had a bunch of kind of homeworky stuff to do right in the beginning with the keys and the gear and all that. Now they're at the point where they're pretty strong, and it's all about how fast can they cover this map and avoid some of these deaths, like Ursine finding a stone man. It's going to be hard. Right now, it's pretty tough to run from enemies. Their agility stat in particular is the one that's kind of holding them back. So looks like DK is settling into a little bit of a grind here. Found a metal slime. And maybe some other nice enemies. So yeah, just the more you can avoid taking some of these deaths, and one of the nice things this time around is they're running with the death counter displayed for us, so we can track who's having more difficulty with the overworld as we go.
DK fighting DKs. Interesting combat. They're kind of fragile. Demon Knights don't have a lot of hit points. They're actually pretty... If you hit them once or twice, they go down pretty easily. It's just hitting them, and they hit you back every time, too. They're also immune to most magic, so even if you have hurt more, it doesn't avail you much because they ignore most spells.
Yep, and they're so dodgy that it can be frustrating, but they are worth quite a bit of experience, as DK gets the 90 points right there for that one, and level 8, which don't know that it yielded a whole lot there, but he is moving on.
I mean, we're at 74 power, so strength is up there, and 96 half power with the broadsword. So we're approaching... You find Urgent Sword, you're kind of approaching Dragon Lord level combat ability soon.
Yeah, you wish you had more agility and or more HP, because there are a couple of enemies right now that you would still have issues. But hey, we have a bunch of shops here and more.
I'd say the shopping mall, except we bought the best shield in the game 5 steps from town.
Yep.
So, but Flame Swords could be available. Magic Armor if you want to be fancy about it. And the coordinates are here.
I have a suspicion that DK won't even check the shops for the Flame Sword, but you do want to go check with the old man for those coordinates. There's always a very strong chance that the various search spots will contain something important. They can each have one of 7 possible items, which includes the quest items, the Erdrick's gear, or the Death Necklace, or the Flute. And I think there's only like a 20% chance that they're empty. So yeah, you want to go and get this information as quickly as possible. So he will have to heal his way across these barrier tiles, and that shouldn't be a problem.
Best case scenario, you find an endgame item. Worst case scenario, you get a rousing vote of confidence.
Alright, so north and east, I'm trying to picture where the castle is, and if you can go that direction right away. But
it's a little windy. I'm not sure if there was a spot that was actually a solid land base. I know DK was walking around by those Demon Knights and Metal Slimes. There's a windy little peninsula up there.
Alright, so we will see if he tries to start counting immediately after he took that death, and it looks like he is counting to me. Little stutter steps happening right now, and he's starting off west, so he may have an idea that it goes up and around this water to the east. We'll see.
Ursine taking another... Knights are giving Ursine a problem. Ursine's found Knights, found a red dragon, having a little bad encounter luck walking around the world here.
Yeah, and it's funny, just kind of the way that opening sequence went, it left Ursine a little bit behind with experience here. They're evened up on quest items and gear, and I feel like DK has probably covered a little bit more map, and he's gotten more experience. Just kind of, that's how it worked out in the first few minutes here. But still plenty of race to go.
You see this chore, this little errand of trying to find this spot that costs DK time. There's a possibility you have to go south, east, and north again to get around to that spot as well, the way the map looks. It's really hard to say.
Yeah, he's still stutter stepping, so I think he had an idea that this made it through over to the east, and we have a cave here that I think we didn't see before. Maybe. he might pop in and actually make a note of where this is with his, write down the coordinates in case he gets sniped. He can just walk back to this cave and pick up his count. And it's one of our trading caves for later. So right now they don't have the silver harp, but when they do, they're going to have to come back to this cave and talk to that old man, and he gives you a better item in exchange. One of the 3 items needed to open the final dungeon.
Ursine was that north there, and Ursine found that cave before, but obviously, also no harp, therefore no cash-in. Good note for later.
This Droll Magi seems to be everywhere, and it's a perfect enemy right now. It's a defense-broken enemy because of the gear that they have, and, just takes a couple swings, 58 quick experience, big pile of money, and doesn't seem to be dangerous in any way.
Right, DK in that weird windy peninsula I was talking about before, where it's just kind of like, it might go east, it might be enough, it might not. You gotta find out.
Ursine is kind of like right behind DK's heels, finding Caitlin as well. She does decide, I believe, check a couple of the shops in case there might be a flame sword for later, but gonna make way down to the south, get the information about the coordinates, which are a little bit tricky to get to. DK is still stutter stepping, so actually getting probably pretty close now. Has been walking east for a while now, and there's another town en route.
It's cold. We got all the items that want to go. It'd be fantastic. Ursine, be very careful. Don't accidentally hurt yourself on the barriers and get wiped out before you talk to the old man. DK finds Garanham.
Yeah, check in with Garanham, maybe pick up some herbs. Nope, passes on the herb shop, just going to get a refill here. Probably, again, wrote down the coordinates for where he's at here in the town. You can also, he's got keys, so he can go do a bunch of stuff in this town.
Also, non-zero chance the coordinates are on Garanham itself, which would be hilarious. We'll find out.
And Ursine takes the death warp on the barrier tiles. And maybe we'll also begin a count. What was that? Another cursed belt? I missed actually what was in there.
Fairy water.
Okay.
The importance there. Gold and fairy water.
And the cave it's Tablet Cave, so 1 free chest here. And we should have noted earlier on, I'm sure everybody's aware by now, that the runners have agreed to run with the permanent torches on. So you walk into the cave like this, and you don't need to be carrying a torch with you. The torches are all hung up on the walls already for our heroes here. No light source required. So makes caves such as this Tablet Cave a bit easier to navigate.
An Urger's moth carrier.
And wait a minute, what happened to his count here? Did he actually do the search and we missed it?
Didn't search. I went to town first to recharge the battery in case this happened, because he's a red dragon.
And that looked to be a bit of a dead end. Now, hopefully he wrote down maybe where that town was. He could just walk right back over there. Or he already knew that he couldn't go far enough. Like maybe there was water in the way and it's on the other side. And so he just kind of stopped counting because you can't go that way.
Okay, now we're going south and around, so maybe that was the case. We'll find out.
Interesting sequence for DK. Gets some information, gets kind of a whole lot of nothing with the Garanham / Tablet Cave chests, and just check the boxes that you've been there and try and go a different direction now. We have the south edge of the map on screen, and then he's just trying to make sure he's been everywhere and there's no town or cave just hiding in one of these crevices in the corner of a map somewhere. That can be an easy way to lose a lot of time when you just completely miss something on the map.
Ooh, Ursine gets a crit on the metal slime. That goes down. There we go. Level 7 now. So Ursine almost called my experience points, has the same amount of knowledge, and DK's search of the town over there by Garanham ended up kind of being a wash. So very little experience points gained and a little time lost. So it actually kind of balances out nicely.
So she seems to be kind of going in that same direction, but not actually counting. Maybe just scouting out to see if it's even possible, before actually doing the stutter stepping. So she's kind of gone to the northeast. Here's that same cave. And then, maybe if she determines that this goes far enough, then you go back home and count it out. That seems to be the case here so far. And meanwhile, she's just another decent enemy away. This one won't quite do it, but level 8 is right around the corner at 600 even. And DK just got level 9, which didn't catch if that actually gave him anything, but looks like one more spell.
Yeah, give him sleep.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Man, these Droll Magi are absolutely everywhere. One on DK's screen as well. It's a nice, easy 2-shot for him at this point, being so strong. Broadsword gives plus 20, Fighter's Ring plus 2, that's how we get to 97 there on the screen. And Magiwyvern's nice now that he just learned Sleep. In theory, you could use Sleep strats, but they're so strong, I'm just going to go for the 2-shot here.
There you go. And all these Drolls around here imply the presence of a Drollground Lord somewhere. We might see something later on.
Yes, that would be exciting. Ursine is starting to run out of resources here, finding some more swamps to walk through. You take a little bit of damage on every step through the swamp until you acquire Erdrick's armor. Right now, that's the last Healmore, so let's see if this actually leads anywhere. Getting a bit low.
Skeleton sees her and says, no thank you, and takes off. We'll find the town over here. We'll see if they make it to town without any problems.
Yeah, so this was Garenham again. So she did follow that same path, just kind of scouting it out. And we expect that she'll make all the same checks here. So yeah, just basically a few minutes behind everything DK's doing.
Ah, Charlock.
And yeah, nice.
Charlock seems to be a bit north of that area. If DK was going back there and heading more north instead of heading...
Alright, so we got the Staff Trading Cave and we got the Charlotte Castle. Not sure that they've seen the Rainbow Drop Cave yet. But those are the end game locations that you often need to write down in your maps that you know where to come back to later. And he's going to go through this giant swamp here. Keeps going. There's a lot of swamp tiles, and he is going to maybe use the last heal more. Oh, he had his finger on the button to heal, but no, there was an encounter. Gets away, luckily. I say that because their agility is still fairly low. It's just a lowly warlock, but 37 agility, you can't take it for granted that you're going to get away from enemies.
Yeah, and that knight takes a swing around the swamp there. That DK, okay, we got some herbs, so that's good. But running on fumes now. Oh.
Yeah, I feel like for him, if he could just see if this area ends, he would be happy with that, even if he dies shortly afterwards. But using the herbs just to make sure that he lives just a little longer in case there's something over here. Picks up a level on the way. A bunch of stats, no spells. So no hurt more yet, but they haven't needed it. And they are hitting quite powerfully throughout the seed, right from the very beginning. Ursine making her way through the Tablet Cave, going to pick up the item at the end here. There are no enemies in Tablet Cave, so this is a free chest. And they do have the outside spell to cut the walking time in half here.
Ursine also has played the evergreen play of the Dragon's Gale being equipped, so a little more defense for Ursine.
Wow, gets away from a stone man, so DK is still going. And there is a town on screen, so sometimes just using those herbs, just get yourself a little further around. It can work out really well, because if there's an inn here, you're starting fresh again. Knows that the Wraith's defense broken, so it takes the time to fight through, since, whoa!
Oh, dodge. Careful, Wraith is surprised, could be trouble.
It's an excellent dodge. Alright, makes it to the town, so that's a pretty big deal. Oh, he's just circled back.
Yep,
he's circled back. Alright, wow, interesting. Well, there's an inn here. Not sure if he actually ever opened this chest. I assume he did. And off he goes. Maybe, Yeah, not sure on the pathing for DK here. He seems to be heading north yet again. Up towards, where those coordinates were leading him the first time around. Okay, so retraversing some areas here. There's a bunch of bridges and islands on Ursine's screen. I don't remember DK going in this direction before, so maybe we'll have some divergence here, finding something new. This looks new, but no, she's been there. What am I missing? I think I've gotten the map all mixed up. That's Caitlin. Thank you, Tracker. SH Mike on tracking tonight.
I'm just talking to you without my hitting the button. Yeah, Caitlin. So Ursine, again, DK was down here before. Basically comes down to, can Ursine find coal or Hawk's Nest and a good item before DK does? Finding armor now would be huge. Armor, all these swamp all over the place, armor would be smooth sailing the rest of the way through.
And I don't believe either one of them has successfully counted these coordinates out, right? So we still have that hanging out over us here. Maybe they're both looking for Swamp Cave for a potential princess rescue. That hasn't been located yet. What other search spots do we have still? They haven't found coal yet, right? Hawk's Nest, they could probably beat most of the Guardians that could be at Hawk's Nest right now. At least DK can with the 71 HP. But we have Brackenary instead.
Brackenary. But 2Ks though, so Brackenary doesn't excite me. But 2K is
what's
nearby.
Interesting here is that you can go and buy some fairy water here. I'm not sure DK will, but they don't have the repel spell yet, and they do have a lot of gear. So you could repel a lot of monsters right now if you just bought 3 or 4 fairy waters, but DK feels like it's not worth the time to do that. It just gets out of there right away. And promptly runs into slimes and ghosts.
Lots of chaff to make your point. Alright, Swamp Cave South.
Does not bother going for a princess rescue. I suppose he will check the other cave first.
$3 Swamp North. Come on, Swamp North.
Yeah, right. It is possible that it's a single continent and we have both entrances, but no.
Vanilla Stone's Cave. The armor!
So I like that play for multiple reasons. First of all, the armor was there. But yeah, if you were going to attempt a princess rescue, maybe you run into a red dragon on the tile or something and die, and you didn't check that other cave, which had the armor. So I like noping out of there, going and making that check, and then maybe potentially going back into Swamp Cave here.
Yeah, GK, to sequence this race so far, GK walked out of the town, got 2 critical hits and 2 metal scorpions, gained 7 levels off the bat, backdoored into a gold grind for best gear of the game, and then now is, walked around and basically found the best cave in the middle of nowhere with the Urza's armor lying there for free. DK has been just, rocking the luck factor really huge in this race, and it's paying off real far. And also the skill involved, exploring that choice not going to the cave and maybe die on a spike tile. No, that's a choice he made and paid out nicely. So Ursine's getting some rough encounter luck, and DK just seems to be getting lucky.
Yeah, and just the experience lead is growing, and I think that he has been to more parts of the map now as well. Here's one of our other search spots. It's coal.
Yeah, DK just keeps on. Just keep coming.
Yeah, so there is the Erdrick's gear. So all that's left for him to find is the Silver Harp and the Erdrick's token. And we still haven't seen Hawk's Nest, so there's a search spot that could have something.
I mean, there's another cave. Is that the Swamp Cave?
Yeah, back at the Swamp Cave, so I think he'd wanted to just check to see if that continent ended there, and it did. So now he's either gonna, let's see, if he goes for a princess rescue, or he's just gonna go on through, but he did not cast outside. You can go south to north with the outside spell. So I think we're gonna get a tile check here. And yeah.
And that Rose Scorpion, they can't be a spite tile boss. Not that one. Yeah, as Chad's mentioning and discussing, yeah, it's not that DK is lucky and got everything by luck. It's that DK has skill, and the game's also handed him everything in the game fantastically in order. So it's really good to have that in your back pocket. Luck's never hurts to have.
And he gets the runaway from the golem at 41 agility. It's not a guaranteed run at it by any means, but does get away. And he's going to maybe just get this level here on the Rogue Scorpion and see if he gets a really good gain of some stats. A good HP gain, and he could beat that golem.
Yeah, it could be.
So he was just walking back and forth to try and get this, and there you go. We have Hurtmore. Maybe. I think I saw it.
I saw the fire. Hang on. That might be later on.
But wait.
No,
we saw nothing. We saw nothing. All right.
Let's spoilers. Hurtmore is always guaranteed somewhere. 416, you will find Hurtmore. That's a given.
But yeah, he's back at the golem now that he got a little bit of HP on the level up and maybe a little bit more on the stats. He's going to take his chances with tanking this with heal more strats in between. Golem can hit him for somewhere around 43 damage right now, so there are still issues with this fight, but right now, so far, he's surviving. And he could end up with Princess in his arms. He has the outside spell, no return spell right now. Maybe he was fishing for that, didn't get it. Maybe he has some wings, and he can bring the Princess home immediately, but if he doesn't, then, well, we'll have to see what he does.
Alright, Golem was down. Big payoff of experience points. Remember, thanks to McGrew's last update, we've cracked the 255 barrier.
Yeah, 350 for the Golem is pretty valuable.
Ursine now counting.
Pretty low on experience. Okay, Ursine counting as well. Princess for DK.
I'm so happy.
So there's the outside, and
I wonder, where am I?
I don't see... Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Oh, right, you go on north side. So
I don't see him using any wings right now, but there is a cave up here. It's a bit low on resources.
You DK outside, which means you're going out the north side, so that's outside. So now you're not in the same cave you came out of. So, whole part of the map, perhaps.
Yeah, it's pretty amusing. I'm sure maybe at this point he's just hoping to get yet another level, and that it'll give him the return spell. Remember, he has Erdrick's armor, so he gets heal walking now in between battles, so he can try and nurse this, the 8 MP for the return. Maybe he can try not to use that in case he gets the return spell here in a couple of minutes. If he's got a couple of herbs, he might end up using that instead here after this battle and do a little heal walking. Yeah, exactly. That's what he's doing. Get some heal walking.
Let's get that cave for now. He's trying to find a town or something to try and heal up or get more MP back.
Maybe that cave has to be Rainbow Drop Cave, and he already knows that that's what it has to be or something.
Rainbow or Mountain?
Oh, that's right. Mountain Cave is there as well. All right. Well, Ursine is going to see if she can manage to get far enough along to get to the overworld spot. Once you get to Garanham over here, the land kind of ends over there, so we'll see if you can actually walk far enough.
Level 12 DK.
And level 12 does give the hurt more. It does not give hurt more. I don't know what I saw before. That was crazy.
According to the chat, it was a levels plus K. Oh, Red Dragon.
Well, we don't have good agility, so this might go poorly. Uses the heal more. It's got a couple of chances to run. There's about a 1 in 4 chance that he can get away each time here. And did not get away, so Princess goes back into her cell. When he wakes up in the throne room, she will not be with him. And if he wants that, in order to get that overworld item, he would have to go all the way back to the swamp cave and rescue her again. So this is one of those reasons why you want to be carrying wings around with you. If you were in Cantlin and there is a wing shop there, you might want to swing by there and get it, because...
And coal.
Yeah, you could buy them in coal as well. It's a bit of a walk, but they were in Cantlin before. Just chose not to make that purchase, and now we have no princess. So yeah, that's probably the first major setback for DK. Everything else was going really well up until there. Ursine is still stutter stepping, so let's see how close she gets here.
Yeah, that all being said, in terms of being time loss, DK did gain 2 levels at that whole shebang, so a lot of experience points, exploration, cleared out a few of the caves, spike tile knowledge of the golem there, so a lot to be gained for the end game. Just,
right, and remember, see, well, if that overworld item isn't necessarily required, it could still just be the fairy flute or the necklace. So he might choose to just wait until later now to deal with that. Go make some other checks, maybe find Mountain Cave, maybe you deep dive the grave at some point. Hawksness is out there somewhere. At the end of the day, you may end up getting the quest items, and then you just don't even have to track it down, right? So it's not necessarily the end of the world that just happened, but we'll have to wait and see.
The good news, Ursine's walk paid dividends and found the token on the ground there, right by Garanham. So DK was off by a hair, and Ursine found the token.
Yeah, so DK is going to have to either recount, because she managed to do it just by counting, or head all the way back over for that princess rescue. But right now, I think he's going in a totally different direction. Just looking for places that he hasn't been, like maybe Hawksness or Mountain Cave.
Yeah, DK
Blue Dragon sporting the hurt more today.
which normally be scary, but with the armor, it makes it much less damage. So it's actually preferable to being punched. Speaking of blue dragons.
Yeah, the armor is just so good. It just does so many good things for you. You saw before that just having the heel walking stretched his exploration quite a bit further than it would have. Gives you huge defense, reduces the damage from the hurt more. All of the above. Really, it was a fantastic find when he just found that laying in the middle of the bonus cave, which Ursine has not found yet.
DK's found the west side of the map, is falling down the border, and Ursine is heading back to the castle after that dragon incident. Here we go again. Oh,
so let's see. What have they not seen yet? I believe Hawksnest is the only town not found, right? I don't think they've seen Rainbow Drop Cave.
No Hawksnest, no Jerk Cave, and no Mountain Cave yet. We have the bottom of the grave has been untouched, so we have a few spots that are still at large.
Yes. Yeah, so it is interesting that Ursine managed to grab that token and DK did not. So that would be the major setback for DK. Otherwise, he is obviously has the experience lead going, and I think has covered a bit more of the map. Has the Urgix armor. So
armor's the big deal. Armor, you gotta find that. So Ursine's gonna make that loop around and find that little peninsula corner that had the freebie cave, because the armor is basically required to beat the game.
Yes, and you can see that they have still not learned the repel spell, so DK running into some small enemies. Neither runner has bothered to buy any fairy water, so just running into lots of enemies they don't want to see, but then you have this enemy, like this wyvern is certainly fine, and its defense broken, so there's kind of two sides to that.
Mountain Cave on the side of DK, so Mountain Cave is now in play for DK. Ursine's still heading north from the castle. Don't think we're in the same ballpark quite yet.
Yeah, 5 free chests here. Keys not required. They have keys, of course, but there's 5 chests in here. And then that once DK clears this out, assuming he makes it successfully, he won't have any other checks to make besides that overworld spot and the Hawksnest spot. I believe this would be all the chests in the game outside of Charlock for DK.
Yeah, Hawks
Plus items, of course, guaranteed to not be in Charlock, otherwise you wouldn't be able to get in.
And we found the sword outside already, so we know that. Ooh, we have a fairy flute. Nope, we have a pair of wings. Ah, yes, the wings.
If only I had the wings. So holds on to him this time. Ditches the fighter's ring. Of course, if you've already put on the fighter's ring, when you let it go, you don't lose the +2 power. Just one of the gimmicks in the game. So you can freely ditch the dragon scale and the fighter's ring and retain the bonus. Oh, Ghost with the hurt more. He either got ambushed or run blocked. In either case, being on level 12.
Blocked.
Wait a
twice.
minute.
Twice run blocked.
What is happening here? What is
this
that?
Ghost wants it. This Ghost wants a bed.
That was insane. We need to clip that. That was outrageous. Here's
Ghost
another Ghost.
Ghost ain't afraid no DK.
All right, so we have the final chest, and it is interesting because this means in his mind he's got to know now that the overworld spot had a quest item, because the fairy flute is now in possession. I guess they haven't seen the necklace yet either. Do we think the necklace has to be in Charlock now? What do we?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You have multiple. You have Garen's grave below. You have this third chest
at
the bottom there, and deep chest and grave, and we have Hawk's Nest.
I forgot about bottom grave, and I wonder if the runners did as well, because they were in the grave in the first 5 minutes and haven't gone down there yet.
I mean, who would dare put the harp in Garen's grave? What kind of play would that be?
That would be unrandomized.
DK
right.
dropped the flute. DK cares not for the flute.
Oh, did he really? Okay.
I don't know what I'll play you.
I mean, he's already fought a golem, right? Probably knows that the golem doesn't have any life-threatening abilities, so... Right? Was he the one that fought the golem? Yeah, he did. So, I guess, given that information, feels like he doesn't need the flute for anything. So there you go. frees up an inventory space. Sometimes it's helpful at the end to have some inventory space for some fairy water.
I don't agree with you.
Dragon Lord. But yeah, in this
really
case,
I would agree. We are flexing.
In this case, we have lots of attack power. They'd have to get +0 from here until the end.
Yeah, we're gonna have little balls.
Water to be a thing.
Yeah, the little balls of fairy water. We're gonna grab the whole fairy water fountain, carry it to the castle, and throw it at the Dragon Lord directly.
Not only that, but we have low MP as well. So we are looking at a high attack power, low MP situation. So probably the death necklace will not be a thing either. It's often better to just not use the necklace, even if you could, if you have very high attack power. So, yeah, well, he's looking around in all these islands. I think Ursine was here before, so DK catching up on some areas of map that Ursine already covered. Just looking for those last couple of locations. Hawksness could have something important.
And Ursine again, not deciding to go to the grave. So both our racers are trying to find outside sources. Like I said, my first thing with the grave was the grave's in the backyard of the castle. I get there anytime I want to. But now I wonder, like, am I waiting too long now?
Yeah, I guess maybe one of the strategic things is if you learn Repel, maybe you go into the grave because you could just shoot right through, right? But if you don't have it, it might feel like it's a big time loss. So they haven't learned it yet, and so they're just putting it off.
All right, DK grits his teeth.
Red Dragon here. Oh boy.
Yeah, DK grits his teeth and says, I'm not going to try and run, I'm going to try and swing.
Yeah, well, he finally got enough HP to make this happen here. With that silver shield, the Red Dragon can only hit for 40. So we're pretty much able to use Heal More Stretch now on Red Dragons, and he gets the 350 experience.
Again, the money we grew cracking experience points bonuses, so Golems and Red Dragons now pay dividends, and the Gold Man now cashes out really nice.
Well, another dead end for DK, so I know DK draws something resembling that, but yeah. So he is doing a pretty good job of constantly finding new areas to explore here. But yeah, still has a couple of things out there he hasn't seen. Oof, there's a big hit on the Red Dragon. Experience piles up quickly if you can beat Red Dragons.
Yeah, the Red Dragon... The Blue Dragon's behind it at 180, as we like to yell. So now it's double experience points, basically, for Golem or Red Dragon. It's now really twice as effective to kill those things than it was before. So the capping, or the breaking of the cap, is a huge deal for those monsters.
And DK choosing to swing through enemies like Wraiths and Wolf Lords. Ursine makes her way through a pretty large swamp, and I think DK was up that way before.
It is the way to Garanham again.
Yeah, the experience lead now is about doubled. Of course, oftentimes a big factor just comes down to who gets the quest items first so that you can start grinding. But a double of an experience lead is pretty tough to overcome. She would have to get the quest items quite a bit faster than DK to be able to make that back.
Yeah, the big thing is... The big question now is that the chat's mentioning about the other continent. It has the cave there. Is that the Jerk Cave? Is that the Mountain Cave? Or it's not the Mountain Cave. It's got to be the Jerk Cave now, right?
Yes. Yes. I think so.
So the Jerk Cave now lays beyond the Swamp Cave.
Yeah, so you got to get all the way back over to where that Swamp Cave was just to get to the Jerk. And then you come back near start for Sharlock. And that's, of course, after visiting that harp trading cave. Neither one of them is revisited because they can't find that harp. Where's the harp? It might be Deep Grave. It might be in Hawksness. Time will tell. DK still has to track down the token. Can't forget about that.
It's literally right next to him. Token's right on the screen.
It's right there. It's right there. Start searching.
Go ahead, Token. We'll see you later.
Actually, I'm not sure how he ended up back over here because that is a dead end east of Garanham. So I don't know if maybe he is starting to wonder where he hasn't been now.
It's possible
because we know most of that second continent was full cleared as well. Like he went off. I don't know.
It was continent past that cave. We didn't get past the cave to the north of the Dragon Stop, DK. There's a chance past that cave there might be a little more continent, which might have Hawk's Nest or something of that nature. We don't know that yet.
But it really is starting to feel like he's retraversing areas, kind of trying to find places that he hasn't been yet.
Seems to be new. Here's Hawk's Nest.
And there it is. So, what is the Guardian?
Doesn't matter too much of these stats. Red Dragon. Excellent move. Dead Dragon.
Yeah, we have our end game grind here as well. If he wants to take the time right now to do a little bit of grinding, we really want some MP. And we are going to need a little bit more HP as well, but yeah, so we have the Harp. So we know that Deep Grave is not going to be required. But if you're DK, are you going Deep Grave or are you going to recount the coordinates first? What's the plan?
I'm not sure. I wonder if I'm behind. If DK thinks that the gold grind being a problem, again, the strength being a real mitigating factor, like, gold grind would been nice for the Silver Shield 2 minutes in, but we're so strong.
The thing that worries me is if DK for some reason miscounted and he really thinks that you can't get to the item over there in that little area by Garanham, and then goes through the trouble to get a princess rescue and all that, and then goes looking somewhere else. You know what I mean? Because I don't know why he wouldn't have gotten the item that first time he went over there counting. So if he miscounted, let's say by 10, which is one of the things that can happen when you're counting, then you think it's like across the water, and then you get really messed up in this situation. But,
yeah, if he tries to recount again, that could be a problem.
Right.
Ursine has to find a lot of homework. Ursine needs the sword, the armor, the harp, obviously, Hawk's Nest. It's going to be south of the Garanham, which Ursine probably figures out if any reason to go back there anymore.
I feel like Ursine's actually en route to Hawk's Nest now, which is going to be her last item. Now, of course, she doesn't have the sword or the armor, unfortunately, so
or
still has some work to do.
Or MP to heal the fight to get past that dragon. No.
Oh, right.
Ursine's on the far west side, or the border.
No, this loops to the east here. I think Hawk's. Wait.
No, okay. Hawk's Nest is south of Garanham. We thought DK was the Garanham dead end again.
Yeah, when you wrap.
Which is scary, because now Ursine went to Garanham, saw nothing in Garanham, and found the token on the ground. Why would I go back there? Because I found the item on the ground already. Right. So that might be trouble in terms of finding Hawk's Nest.
Yep. Yeah, and we do have the Red Dragon grind that I felt like was certainly plausible here, because first of all, he might just run himself out of MP and then go somewhere else. Like, while he's here, he might as well just do this. And he'll probably pick up 15 along the way because, well, this Red Dragon's going to leave him just a few points short, unfortunately, but...
I mean, you can either walk heal or walk out of here and try and find something else, or just crit fish. See if you get lucky.
And here we are. So let's see if 15 gives him some HP and some MP, which would be go time. There we go.
Nope.
Yeah, I saw a lot of single digits. I think there was a reasonable MP gain, but that only gives him 8 heal mores. The HP obviously is not desirable either, but yeah, so we're going to continue grinding. He did pick up repel at some point, so I'm not sure if he is repelling, but what's funny now is that if he wasn't repelling, there were metal slimes all over the map, and you can one-shot them now, so that would be amusing, but I assume he's repelling now. He's not getting any encounters.
It looks good to me.
Here we go. Back to town to heal, at least. He didn't...
We're going to Brexnary, and we're going to go to the Swamp Cave and find the princess, probably, because that's right to the north now.
And Mountain Cave for Ursine. So here's the wings. Let's see if she holds on to the wings for later. Indeed. Ditching the Fighter's Ring also. Both of our runners favoring the wings over the Fighter's Ring. And back to Swamp Cave for a princess rescue. DK not really knowing where that item is. Something got really goofed up on his count.
And Ursine, unfortunately, Werewolf of the Cave takes her down. So back out of the cave again.
Okay. Takes a bit of a stat check. Looks at her inventory. Still has the broadsword and the full plate. And maybe going for a deep dive here. It is one of the places she hasn't been, right? It makes perfect sense. We're back home.
Yep.
Still needs the harp. If the harp happened to be down here, then she would be in good shape compared to her opponent. unfortunately, her opponent has found the harp elsewhere.
Yes, all my words coming back with the curly monkey paw, where it's like, oh, it's a great idea later on in the game just to do this. No, we die.
She also
Go downstairs.
she has a lot of things she hasn't found yet, so it makes sense to do this check. She still needs to find the sword and the armor, so
yeah, it's definitely.
I don't blame her for making this check here.
Yeah, there's one chest left for her in Mountain Cave she didn't get to, but there's 2 more chests here that she hasn't seen. So this is still the highest, concentration of chests.
I do like that she used the fairy water. I forget where she acquired that, but might as well take advantage of that because they're very high defense, so you can repel almost everything.
Yeah, fairy water's back in Garanham, so holding that for a while now.
And the princess has been rescued, and forever is she grateful. She will give him a token, and she will steal the torch. Always fun when that happens. He did not use the wings to rescue her. He instead used the return spell, and now is using the wings. Okay, there we go. If you ever just use the wings to rescue her, then she can't steal the torch because you've used the wings, and now you have inventory space. But anyways, they have a permanent torch on in this in this seat anyways, so stealing the torch is maybe was on purpose in this case.
Your sign down below. Go down to the second chest down there. Only deep chest remains. Whereas DK's now going to try and go back and probably head back towards Garanham and start pinging home. Get the radar going.
Yeah, so I feel like he's actually been everywhere else, right? He's opened all the chests. Yep, yeah, this is a good play. Get this on the way.
Yeah, all that's left is to find the token, cash in the jerk cave, and MP is still rough.
He'll probably end up picking up 16 en route to that rainbow drop cave, and then at that point it might be go time. So I think he grinded just the right amount on that red dragon, and 16 is likely go time. So, yeah. So well, first, is he going to be able to track down this item? It's eluding him.
DK knows it's in the ballpark of Garanham again. Yeah, here we go. Ring, ring. Hello.
Alright, we have to get our easts and wests and norths and souths figured out. She says opposite of what you might expect if you're a new runner. And so, but he's, I think, walking in the correct direction.
Yeah, we're close to it.
And we have Hurtmore now, so we are Hurtmoring Armor Knights, so everything is all set here for DK. Basically invincible at this point. He's getting a little low on MP, but there's an inn right there.
Yeah, we have not seen any sleep, and we have not seen any, heal mores from enemies, so nothing's been, a problem to stop you. It's been combat-based, mostly attacks. Hurt more on the blue dragons. No real powers outside the normal, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, early in the seed, there was a little bit of a low agility situation, so they were running into some large monsters and having trouble getting away, but as you could see, DK still has single-digit deaths. I guess that's 6 deaths on his counter. So just having a much more smooth run than Ursine, who has 14 deaths, I think I just saw. Plus she had all those resets in the beginning.
Yeah, DK finally
having a smoother run.
1 dragon skill, stylish and effective.
For a minute there on screen, I thought they were tied for experience because the 3 looked a lot like an 8. So it's 8,300 and 3,300, unfortunately, for Ursine. And, alright, so in for DK. Did he actually pick the item up or not?
Yes, tokens are now acquired.
Okay, so token for DK. And so he already got the staff. Like you said, we have to go back over to the Rainbow Drop Cave. I'm sure he realizes where that is over on Second Continent.
Yep, that's all it's left to do. So DK...
And this is perfect. Just find enemies like this along the way. So you just pick up 16 in your travels. He's about 1,100 points away, like 3 red dragons. Yeah, and he would just about have it.
Legitimately a 5,000 experience point lead now, which is effectively insurmountable at this point. It's just rough stuff. A lot of bad luck, a lot of encounters that were not friendly to Ursine early mid-game, and just a real rough map luck trying to find stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting this year when we have this death counter that's right there on the screen. You can just see side by side. Basically, that is probably a pretty big story in this one. Is Ursine. It just takes longer to find the locations, right? If you need Hawksness or if you need, a certain cave way far away, if you get sent back twice as much, that's, takes longer to get to the far corners of the map when you have to start over from the castle.
Oh, DK, you stopped out to kill some more golems.
Yeah, I guess he assumed that he was going to have the level by now, and he doesn't, so might as well get the level here. He knows the Rainbow Drop Cave's on the other side. I like this play.
Oh, rolling low on the golem there. Be careful. And the low heal more on top of it.
Technically, he could have died on that. Swinging on 38 is not safe here. They can hit for 38. But it was okay that time. And just chewing through. He needs 2 more for the level. 9750 is the magic number here. And mostly looking for the HP to scoot up a bit, and then he can worry about calculating the rest.
If this tap power, you can get by with a few less heal mores. You're hitting for tons of damage now. Let's see. Take 100 off. What's our...
And we might as well note that both runners went with strength HP, so if you didn't use that build right now, you would probably be really hurting, because the HP is what's lacking. Unless we get a huge HP gain here, in which case it doesn't matter. But if you get somewhere around, 7 or 8 HP right now, then made a big difference to choose strength HP in this particular seed.
Chat's discussing their foibles and mistakes finding items. I have in a race, got the silver harp, talked to the old man, and then walked out without giving the old harp away, and then walked away without picking up the staff. So,
ooh, DK survives on the final attack. He didn't have any MP left for healing, and he also ditched the flute earlier, so all he could do was just swing and pray, and we got a huge HP gain.
28 hit points.
Yeah, so we're all set here. He's got to walk out because he doesn't have enough for outside, but if he can just get to the Rainbow Drop, then he could take a Death Warp and get going here.
DK, look, you're running on fumes, doing the exact bare minimum to survive the process and get all the good
stuff.
Now
we got to look at the other stats. So strength hasn't actually gone up a lot in the last several levels, but we're at 138 for attack power with 9 heal mores, which is kind of sketchy. So you have to rely on the fact that 119 HP gives you enough double attacks to get the job done. Agility has finally come along, so you're not too worried that you're going to be burning too many heal mores. I would go here on this level, but it's not a slam dunk. It's, 78 agility. If you have to burn a heal more or two because you run into the wrong enemies, then it's a problem. So if you have a really smooth dive, the numbers probably work on average, but he is, yes, he's skipping the golem. That tells me he's going to Sharlock. He did not have any more wings or something, because where's he walking to? He's got no MP, so he couldn't return.
Yeah, he threw the wings up as the throne flex to put the princess. I got wings now. That's right, the time right there.
Here we go. So he needs this in, and then potentially he could buy some herbs. No need to buy fairy waters, because at 138 attack power, you're doing more damage than a fairy water could do.
Just a bottle. Don't open just a bottle.
I mean, we could actually buy a couple for repelling purposes, and he's repelling quite a few Sharlock enemies. So there's that. But he is not going to the fairy water shop. He's getting out of there.
So we're an hour into it, and DK is probably thinking early gold grind, huge stats. I'm probably, I'm running the gun, and someone's probably right behind me because we're really powerful.
He's like double checking the stats and kind of doing the calculations while he's walking. He's like, am I really going to go on this level?
Yeah, he's over the menu about 4 times now between the cave and there. It's just like,
it's definitely go time, but you're not loving it here.
So the way to start the race, viable is not always smart.
And not necessarily running from these overworld enemies. Maybe he wants to get a level on the way for insurance purposes. That's another option. Leave repel off in Sharlock, and then your defense breaking things like green dragons. You pick them off on the way down, and you're all set. But no, he's just going to straight up get another level over here on the red dragon. Okay.
We're not going to settle. We're just going to go
This
murder
is
dragons.
interesting. I don't know about this. Maybe he just feels like he's way ahead. And he can afford it.
It's possible. Or you're nervous about... You've seen no sleep, and all the enemies in Charlock, we haven't seen wizards. That's really about it. And nothing else has had sleep or anything dangerous like that.
Alright, so Ursine tracked down that token at some point, but she has not killed the Hawksness Guardian for the harp. Still hasn't gotten over to that bonus cave, I guess, for the armor? Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
no bonus cave for the armor. No coal for the sword, and no...
Cole had the sword, that's right.
That's all south of... It's mostly south of Garenham, so...
Are all those locations down that way? Okay. So was there like a little path that's easy to miss?
It's weird, like you had to go the dead end of Garenham, go south, follow the shoreline around south to the west again, go down and around through a little tiny bridge, through a swamp,
Yeah,
and then there was like 3 or 4 spots there.
Gotcha, yeah.
Then she found Swamp Cave, but didn't get through it and didn't see the other side.
Yeah, you always, in this game, you sort of have to not be too worried about walking through swamp tiles. It ends up being too difficult to map it out if you're mapping inaccessible areas, but then you're also having to keep track of where you just didn't go through the swamp.
Yeah, Ursine's seen a lot of the map, just has missed like literally 2 screens of the map, and it's been where all the good things are.
Yeah, so this level is coming along quickly because the red dragon is worth so many experience points, so DK figures, we'll just make sure here, next victory will do it. And almost in every case, it's go time next level, right? Because it's already go time. So he's just looking for like 2 more power or like, a few more HP. You can, he doesn't even have the death necklace right now, but let's see what he gets.
12 more hit points, no magic.
Is that what I just said? 2 more power and a few more HP?
Bingo.
That's pretty much what we got. So, I mean, it's time to go. Gotta go. Yeah, he got the drop already, so gotta heal up. Maybe get some herbs. Well, there's no herb shop in Rimildar, but you can heal up here and start heading toward Charlock.
Cast Repel, take snooze. Alright, first sign, I think it's starting to find the right locations.
Sometimes the late repel is kind of brutal too, because now you have the situation. DK's been repelling for a while, but Ursine keeps getting tripped up with these small enemies on the world. It just makes it harder and harder to find the last few places.
That's
You're
wrong.
not repelling.
I thought Ursine found some new spots in the map to go to, but back in Rimildar, so we're right back to the castle. So unfortunately, we're still going to the same old haunts.
And DK is clearly going for game here, and now there's the question: 140 attack power. If we find a red enemy, are we swinging or are we running? We did get some agility on that last level up, so he's in the low 80s now. We are just about a coin flip to run from red enemies, none of which had any abilities, I don't think, right? The Armor Knights and the Red Dragons that we saw, I think, were just attacking.
Yeah, defense power is high enough. DL1 is being defense broken, so basically the only enemy that can really get damage now: Golem, Red Dragon, and Dragon Lord. 2. That ones that really hurt you properly.
Yeah, so that will help the the Dragon Lord 1 fight will go a bit more smoothly if it can be defense broken. I can't even think of a mini boss that'll be too much of an issue. So
if Armor Knight
do not have something bad happen here, here's a Red Dragon, runs first try. So there you go, wins the coin flip.
There you go. We've seen 2 Armor Knights total, I think. Unless they have like heal more or sleep in the back pocket, it shouldn't be a problem.
So runs from the Red Dragon, but gets blocked by the Stone Man. That's standard.
Just a number.
Armored Knights are down here. So if he was at all worried about the previous level with agility in the 70s, I guess there was good reason, because there are Armored Knights and Red Dragons. So it gets the extra agility from the level up, and it seems to not be mattering in this particular encounter so much.
Nope.
And does not burn the Healmore there.
Not yet.
Could have died there, and certainly could die here. So
and does die here.
And honestly, like, he could burn a Healmore there. So I'm not sure what the math is that he's thinking about in his mind, but you could burn a Healmore there and still win.
Yes, DK is thinking perfect dive or bust. That's what that tells me.
He was just like, surely it can't block me again, right? So
I mean, that's my fantasy football team is the Armor Knights of Alfgard, blocking the run since 1986.
Every single one of those blocks was about a coin flip, so I mean that was pretty unlucky. I'm not sure if that was more unlucky than getting blocked multiple times by a ghost. I'm level 12.
But yeah, this might be the.
I hope somebody clipped that.
Yeah, we can go back and watch the VOD and do it later. But this may be a little bit of a karma comeuppance for the ridiculous opening luck that DK had. But still, what's the difference here? 5,200 for Ursine, and I want to see DK's experience point total.
Yeah, I mean, I would be a little worried if I was DK right now. First of all, you have to know that you got an extra level, so that's time. And then now you just had a failed dive, so failed dives are always the worst in a race situation. It just really feels like a huge chunk of time lost, which it is, but little does he know, he's still got a nice cushion here as Ursine is just kind of struggling to cover the map. I think we've been just been over a few of these areas a few times and just can't seem to find where those last areas are.
Yeah, dying Sherlock is normally in a race. I wouldn't be too worried if I was getting sleep blocked. If I wanted Sherlock and someone slept me or wrecked me, I wouldn't be too worried because I know sleep's a problem. It's bad for me and the opponent. That's fine. That was a vanilla, swing happy accident. Just wouldn't get out of the way. So now I'm worried that, if I'm losing those coin flips and losing those odds here, I might be in trouble. If I lost to a sleep, I think at least my opponent, they probably got sleep kill a few times too. We'll share back and forth our tales of woe in the post race. But if I just died to a vanilla enemy, just hitting me over and over again with an axe and nothing special, just whacking me 8 times in a row and missing coin flips, I'd be a little nervous.
Yeah, even so, my prediction is that if we have this interview at the end, I feel like DK is not going to be too happy with this run. Probably is going to be happy to just get one, his first race out of the way. And everybody's guaranteed to have many races the way this format is, which is awesome. So it's a round robin format. We play everyone in our group. Groups have 7 or 8 players each, so everyone has lots of chances to get races in. Maybe the first race is always a little bit tough.
It was interesting. We might think that DK's not happy with the race results, but watching the race from our end on the outside, DK.
I mean, he's a previous tournament champion. I feel like he won't be happy with how he played.
Maybe not get the rust off, but I don't tell you, you got every single item in the game. Like in the first 40 minutes, you had the sword, the armor, the best gear, multiple crit attacks on earlier levels, gold grind for back into a gold grind by accident. You may not like your execution, but the results are still there.
Man, the start to this seed was crazy. He went out into the world and just got level 6 in 2 minutes.
He walked out, literally dumpstered 2 metal scorpions. Just you go in that one, you go in that one. 2 crits. We're doing 100% damage in the first 2 minutes of the race.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, we have bottom floor now. So he got through the zones where I saw a lot of Red Dragons, Armored Knights. Not sure what we have down here in the bottom zone, but maybe the coast is clear. So we have a mini boss you have to get through, required in order to get to the Dragon Lord. If he approaches that with full HP, I don't think there's any enemies that can damage race him to the point where he has to burn a Healmore. So he'll probably herb up and just fight through whatever.
Yeah, the worst enemy would be a golem. Again. The worst enemy would be a golem, just for sure the pure damage.
A golem, which he threw away his flute, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, almost. It was a stone man. And he does not have the extra MP to be able to cast Sleep. But he does 60 damage on a swing there, so no problem.
That's fine.
Stone man.
No worries there.
But then encounters an Armor Knight. Oh, the Armor Knight.
Here we go again. Nope.
All right. He still has a few herbs. So, yeah, he is in really good shape.
Oh, no.
If he can get past this last Armored Knight. And he does.
We got past the retainer. Now let's talk to the boss.
Okay, so he is defense breaking the first form, and he's entering the fight maxed out. He's got a couple of herbs in his back pocket, so there's a really good chance of getting through this fight with an opportunity for 2 attacks to open. There's like maybe a 30% chance of getting back attacked. And so, yeah, he gets the opportunities in triple digits. Let's see if he gets back attacked, and he does. So he'll have to settle for a single attack to open things up. But the fact is, he's an overwhelming favorite to get a double attack somewhere along the way in this fight with 131 HP. So he's heavily favored to win this fight. Not guaranteed, but let's see how it goes.
There's your double.
Unfortunately, I'm watching Ursine's tracker, and we still don't have Erdrick's Sword, Erdrick's Armor, or Silver Harp. Same situation as we had several minutes ago. So
yeah, no, Ursine,
lots of walking in circles, unfortunately.
Yeah, south of Garenham, Ursine just never found that bend around the curve where you find Garenham, you find Cole was in the ballpark there too. She
won't be happy with this either. She'll be like, probably I predict an immediate forfeit, and she'll just be happy to move on to the next race. But yeah, it was fun to see the first races from these 2 contestants. We'll see if DK manages to finish off Dragon Lord here in the next few swings, and see if they want to chat with us. I think the rolls have been pretty good here. He got that 1 double attack early on. Not sure if he got any others.
Not yet so far, but
a lot of fire breath happening from this Dragon Lord, so we have to heal again.
We still got 2 ways to go, and so a big old heal more for full.
150
full
to 165, there was a little bit of a range, but down it goes with a heal more to spare. Get your GGs out. dk9146 has won his first group stage race here in the 2022 Summer Tournament. Congrats. And Seawolf, you will have the official time.
I'll let you know. Official time, 1:15:31. The tale comes to an end until 11 p.m.
And my first prediction already failed completely. Ursine is not giving up. She is continuing on.
Nope, do believe
or
she
not.
just... No, just...
Okay.
Yep, that's that.
Yeah. Well, that was a very nice race by both runners. Yep. And there's more happening tonight, by the way, before the runners join us. I believe 11 p.m. Eastern, Seawolf. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep,
so
right here. One more race
too long
tonight, 11 o'clock. A wiser man would have had it open to tell you all the details, but I am not a wiser man. Give me a second. Let's see here. So many tabs open.
I love this statistics screen, by the way. This is one of my favorite improvements from the previous versions. So we see all the times that he has fought the various monsters and was killed and sniped. Actually died to 1 armor knight, 2 red dragons, which would be normally pretty standard, although he was actually fighting a lot of them.
Ah, here it is. Okay, I have found for you. 11 o'clock tonight on this very channel. We have our friends Artfield Monk and Guelph35 going at it. You have Gambit and Centroid taking care of your commentary, or Gambit doing commentary, Centroid tracking, Math Girl doing the restream. Ah, behold.
Hello, someone's here.
That is me.
We got DK. Welcome aboard, DK. Congratulations.
Thanks. And right before you went to that screen, it looks like Ursine didn't figure out the little path up to where armor and sword were.
Exactly. Never went south to Garenham, around that bend. Didn't find Hawk's Nest, didn't find Cole.
Oh, man, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and the bonus cave as well had the armor, right? So lots of good stuff over that way. GG, DK. What a start to this race, huh? You were just off and running with 35 strength, and then just got better from there.
Yeah, that much strength. Even with the extra key, I didn't bother checking the treasury. I didn't think it was necessary. Like, I think before I even went in there, I already got up to 4 or 5 keys because it just grinded.
Yeah, it was funny just how it worked out because kind of, Ursine, but when she went over to she checked the shop right away, so she ended up like resetting and getting all the gear like on level 1. But then the way it worked out for you, when you went and checked the basement, it just kind of, you were able to get the gear anyways. So it didn't take long, even though, you held on to your key and everything.
Yeah, and I was kind of concerned about that when I noticed, that we could have done that right away. And ultimately, if you noticed, I did 2 grinds because I just winged it. I should have checked the shop before I left Rim, but I just winged it and got 5,300 and just hoped.
Yeah, and the other thing too, of course, is that you're not even really giving up your key, right? Because Rimmildar is the town where you buy keys anyway. So
exactly.
It's it was just funny how that all worked out. But because you did get those early levels, it was just like the experience lead was there, and you never looked back. You had the gear, and I guess the first place that was a little bit tripped you up was the coordinate count.
Oh yeah. I realized somewhere around the turn back over towards Garenham, I had messed up my east-west, and I wasn't even confident that my north-south was on point. So I was like, instead of doing like this giant spiral, so I'm just going to get the princess when I can, and just make it free, because otherwise I would have been in one of those loops like I did in the 2020 tournament where I was doing 2, 3, 4 counts and still failing.
Always love that. Yes. Well, yeah, it ended up working out because you had to go over there anyways. You ended up with a little bit of a golem grind. We noticed that you threw the flute on the floor. No need for that. No, you're not a big fan of the flute.
Yeah, I think my emote in chat says it all.
All right. Also with us now is Ursine. Ursine, good race. Opening start was you ground through the thing there. A little bit of counter luck was troublesome. And unfortunately, the coal, hawk's nest, and the freebie cave all kind of evaded you, and all the good stuff.
Yes, apparently I never really went across the bridge much, but that's okay. It was still fun.
Yeah, we were just talking before about kind of the different way that you guys started. You ended up seeing all the good gear in Rimmildar and reset right over to level 1 to do kind of the traditional level 1 gold grind. So I thought that was a really good play at the time. You got all geared up right at the start.
Thank you. I wasn't 100% sure because we were pretty able to hit things very quickly, but I like the silver shield and all that. So, and then I overgrind because I misread one of the things. But still, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Last year, early grinds like that is what cost me both of my races that I lost someone. My opponent saw it where I didn't. So I'll be honest, and that was the first thing that ran through my head was like, oh crap.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what else you thought about the seed or a sign, because I mean the main thing was just that little exploration issue, and it's unclear how it happened, but it seems that you had a lot more overworld deaths than DK. We could see side by side on the death counter there, but it's not necessarily anything other than just you ran into the wrong monsters, I guess. So. But was there anything in particular about the seed that seemed difficult, other than like you just couldn't find that one area? It seems like the big story.
No, I mean, I would end up running out of resources on the millions ways I wandered, and then go back and try it again. But yeah, so nothing too much.
And DK, one thing I wanted to ask you is, it seemed to me like you maybe went through the trouble to get an extra level, or at the very least, it seemed like it was borderline, and then you went back to the red dragon grind.
Yeah, and I hate that. I should have absolutely dove at 16. 17 was my I want to feel good level, and it didn't even give me any MP, which is truly what I wanted. The extra HP was nice. The 7-time run blocked by the AK-47 made me feel like beta strep for a few moments there, though.
Yeah, do you think that one was worse than the multiple run block by the ghost? That's what I keep coming back to. Those.
I did note that one down as well, and of course, he let me know he had hurt more.
Oh yes. But yeah, both you guys, it was a great first race. I'm sure you both feel like you're gonna get the kinks out on this one, and it's just gonna get better and better. We have it's a whole round robin thing, so guaranteed to have 6 or 7 races here. You guys already have things scheduled and looking forward to anything in particular?
Well, me, I've got all but one, and I'm working with Ron on that. So I've got all of mine. I have another race tomorrow night, in fact, as you see there. But yeah, I've got all but one of mine scheduled, and yeah, just looking forward to all of them. It's going to be a good time.
I don't have anything scheduled, so it's yeah.
Well, good luck to you guys on that. There's so much tournament left to go. DK goes to 1-0 on this one. I don't know, Seawolf, what do you have for us?
The grand plan is to take a break. We're going to cut the stream for a little while. We'll come back in about 40 minutes for the 11 o'clock race. We have another race coming up tonight as well on Randomizer. And again, so much content. Tomorrow we have a bunch of races lined up. I think just schedule's kind of spotty right now, but just filling in like every hour. 2 more races show up out of nowhere. So there's so much stuff coming up in the next few weeks.
Thanks, by the way, to Gambit behind the scenes and SH Mike, Seawolf. It's been fun as always. I'll let you finish it out.
All right, folks. Thank you for watching. Again, one more race tonight to either be the nightcap or if you're on the East Coast to have a proper primetime show. And I believe we have Gambit there on the commentary. And who was tracking that one? I had up my pull like a fool. But we got a full team and a restream coming for you. So enjoy the show. We'll see you in about a half hour.